Hi, and welcome to the Country Club Podcast, episode 20. I'm Will.
I'm Cole.
I'm Andrew.
Oh, and I'm Pablo.
There we go.
There you go.
So this week we got a special guest from The Dice is Right, a fellow show that Andrew's in it. And
I am in it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Fellow
good.
Content creator.
But
Yeah,
Pablo's
an
the
actual
mastermind.
guest, not just Kate.
Not a friend.
Not just a
Well,
different
Pablo's a friend, but not like
Well,
Kate.
he's a friend.
Okay, we argued about this
We're
before
not
the show.
friends. There's no
Yeah.
affiliation.
Yeah, Pablo.
This
I still
happened
hate
totally
you.
spontaneously, and there
Yeah.
was no connection between the two shows.
I literally
Yeah, we
showed
just
up to his
DM'd
house.
Your Instagram.
I showed up to your house with a
Sliding in
gun
the
and
DMs.
said, "Be on the podcast tomorrow," and here we are.
Okay.
So yeah, Dice is Right. It's on YouTube. Do you guys have any other platforms, or are you just on YouTube?
So
There's an
yeah,
Instagram.
so it's The Dice is Right on YouTube and at The Dice is Right on Instagram with underscores
Okay.
in between each.
Okay. Yeah.
You
no.
want to just give us a rundown of what the show is?
Yeah, sure. I mean, how in depth do you want me to get? Because I can, like, would
yeah,
you say your audience knows what D&D is, or do I have to also explain that?
I have a good feeling our audience knows D&D, and Will's
Yeah.
going.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Where the hell
I
did
have a
you
good,
go? Okay,
just
whatever.
like what the game
keep going.
is. Everyone knows
So,
what it is.
The Dice is Right is a Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition game show with audience participation. And basically how that works is we've got 6 players, and we play D&D, but I've added a couple mechanics, including the life system, where each player gets 3 lives, and when they die, they can regenerate back to their previous save state. There's a wheel that we spin at the beginning of each episode, and so that changes the game in some way. And there's audience participation. And so basically at the end of every episode, the audience can choose whatever player they think did the best and vote for them.
Mm.
And then sometime throughout, later in the podcast or later in the show, that vote will take effect and give an advantage to those players.
All right.
If I'm correct, the first player who won the vote from the first episode was Eddie.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's a tie between Tinder, which is Curtis's character, and Edward Daniel Jonah Harris O'Grady McGreen Jr. of
Yeah.
Thrush Forest, which is Evan Colby's character. So there's currently two votes separated right now.
Okay. I'm thoroughly impressed with your guys' show. Very much so, and I'm not huge into D&D shows, so it's just not my cup of tea. But even then, I watched a good amount of it, and I was thoroughly impressed in the just I don't know. I think how you guys are mixing it up is really cool.
Yeah.
So
a lot of it for me was when we started was we need to make something that's not just another D&D podcast. And even though fundamentally that's what it is, I feel like we've added enough layers onto it to make it palatable for people who don't like D&D podcasts.
No, and I was entertained. Again, not my cup of tea. I'm just not a D&D show kind of guy, but thoroughly impressed. Really, really great all around. So I wanna ask. I just want to pick your brain on so the major thing that I see is you guys been teasing this for a while now, right?
Oh, so long.
How long? That's something that I've been, because I saw it on one of my friend's stories, and that's when I started following it, because I was oh, this really just friend supporting friend kind of thing, and even when I followed it, there were a ton of posts pumping it up and shit. So yeah,
I didn't realize that it was it wasn't actually a thing yet. I was like, oh, they're doing this, and then I realized, oh, there's no episodes out
That
yet,
was
but there's
that
a
was
bunch
one of
of
our
hype
biggest
created
problems
around it.
all up till the release of the first episode, which was people asking, where can I watch it? I'm like, that sucks. It doesn't exist yet. We haven't
Yeah,
recorded.
that's what I was like. I wanted to
Maybe
go
we'll
watch
record
it. And I was like,
eventually.
Yeah.
We did get there though. We did record.
So our first episode, or not first episode, our first post was on January 17th.
Okay.
And that was just our logo, and that was back, like right at the beginning of the project, when we thought that it would be a good idea to live stream from the Vault of Midnight.
Okay.
And we got the permission to do so, and we were ready. And I went in there to do, because they wouldn't. It was kind of like, it was very nice of them to let us do it, but they were also not very clear about the capability to do so. So I went in there on my own one day with my laptop and my like my 3 cameras to see if it was even possible, and I couldn't get like 10 frames per second on the stream.
Yeah.
And so the entire project fell apart there, and then we had to start rebuilding it up, and it was almost ready to film, and then coronavirus happened. And then we built it up again, and then finally I was able to get the first episode recorded like a month ago, I think.
Yeah, no,
it was early September, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I saw somebody posting, that's where I first followed you guys. Because somebody was on set and they posted a thing. But no, so you were going to record pre-COVID, because we had like 5 projects that we were going to record this summer. It's all unannounced stuff.
We're supposed to go into high production, and then it's just kind of like, oh, thanks, COVID.
Yeah, so
we couldn't do any of it.
A lot of it is still unannounced and not like official.
It'll eventually get
No,
done.
yeah, but can you
when you guys can get together again?
Yeah, so one of them, actually, one of them's announced. We're doing so back in like 7th grade, me and a couple friends made a Nerve dubstep thing where we fought, and I wrote this elaborate sequel, and we were gonna try to film it this summer, but I couldn't figure out a way to like film people fighting and have it be safe with COVID. So we just didn't do it.
Let's say Curtis was a part of that project.
Yeah.
Too.
But no, so it started with Vault of Midnight, right? So,
yep.
What was the plan after that until COVID hit?
So, well, actually, it started. We were gonna film at the high school because Mrs. Marsh's room is very, very well suited for that kind of recording setup.
It was a studio for a while, wasn't it? Or like that's what it was designed for.
It has the curtain racks all the way around the room so that we could have a nice backdrop. It's got like studio lighting in there. So it was like the perfect place to do it. Except the school was going to charge us $80 every time we were going to do it.
Wait, really? That's insane.
Because it was it's like $20 an hour to use it or something.
That's insane.
And then, so that's where the point of like, well, maybe we can live stream it. And if we live stream it, we get the most out of that. And if we live stream it, we can make stream donations into actual donations, and then we can be considered a nonprofit. And then we can reduce the price to $40. But it ended up just not being feasible, and that's when we turned to Vault of Midnight. And Curtis Sullivan from Vault of Midnight was very, very eager, and he was great to work with, but it just ended up not working out. So after that, we decided to switch over to pre-recorded.
Okay.
Because like realistically, the only place in Dexter that can live stream 3 cameras and like 6 audio inputs is the school, and we weren't going to pay the money for that.
Yeah, it's expensive.
No, yeah, I didn't know they charged.
It's crazy expensive.
I think it's stupid that the school charges you for it.
Yeah, especially
Especially
really,
honestly,
you are
if I hadn't gone to the school about it and just like talked to Mrs. Marsh and was like, "Hey, can we just use your space?" Because I did that, and then she said, "You'll have to ask the school." But if I was like, "Could we just not ask the school and use it?" I think we could have done it there.
What if you asked the school and told them it was like for a school project? Would they have charged you?
Even then, it's kind of fucked up that they charge you. Like
it's really. I tried my hardest to like loophole my way through it.
Yeah.
Because there is a TRPG club, and I said, "What if we make it like a club activity?" Because most of the people in the show at the time. It's changed since then. But most of the people in the show at the time were part of the TRPG club. And they said, well, then you'd have to allow anyone and everyone in the club has to be involved, and we didn't want that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So we just gave up on that. But I'm glad it happened, because if it would have released back then, it would have sucked.
No, yeah, and
I mean,
I feel like the hype
process
has been like very helpful for you guys, like,
and consistent.
Yeah, like it's
like it hasn't died off for a month and then all of a sudden we're doing it again. It's like we're still doing it, building up, and then we finally released the first episode, and I got a lot of good feedback, like a really good reception, I would say.
It's a very good first episode. I'll give it that. I mean, obviously, as the creator, I'm not super 100% happy with it.
I know exactly what you're going through. I know, like exactly that feeling. I know exactly.
So the Jenga minigame was just something where, like, we need something to do, because I've put a minigame space on the wheel, but I don't have any minigames. So literally, like, I think it was less than 14 hours before. So at like 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm at my house with Catherine, who's one of the other like players on the game. And we're like cutting up 2x4s to make giant Jenga for the next day. And I really wish I would have come up with something earlier, but it just slipped my mind until like that night.
Yeah.
But luckily, episode 3 has a much better mini game, as Andrew can attest for.
So have you guys recorded episode 2?
Yeah, so episode 2 is recorded, edited, and actually on YouTube, but not released yet.
Okay.
So it's scheduled to release tomorrow at noon. Well, tomorrow for us. I don't know when you release this, but that's
Monday. So it'll already be out.
Monday.
Yeah, it'll be out when you see this.
Out.
And then episode 3 is recorded. I need to edit it, and that's for next week. We'll see if I can do that.
Yeah.
I've been on my schedule so far has been edit, realize it's not done, put it off a week, apologize profusely on Instagram, and then be late for the next episode. Yeah. So eventually I'll get into the rhythm of things, and things won't be late anymore.
Specifically, apologize profusely on the Instagram story.
Mm-hmm. Like there's been multiple,
somewhere.
There's been multiple just me in random places talking about it. I'm like, hey, it's not ready. Might be ready by tonight. And then later that night, it's like, hey, no,
yeah.
And I need sleep, so.
Yeah.
So I haven't looked recently, but how did the first episode end up doing, like views and like likes?
Last time I checked, it was. I can check now, but last time I checked, it was like 500 views.
That's really good. That's really good for an hour-long thing. That's really good.
Yeah, well. So it's good that you say that, because the hour long actually plays into it. So 500 views, but there's also engagement rates and retention on YouTube, which I got around 50 people, which is still pretty good. But I also signal boosted this episode like a crazy ton. I got 2 or 3 bigger accounts on Instagram to talk about it, and then some accounts with some really loyal followers to talk about it. And it's interesting to see where viewers end up coming from. Sorry, I'm finding the video.
No, you're good.
Okay.
So we're at 519 views, 94 subscribers, 80 likes, and 47 comments.
Do you know what your sub count was before the episode dropped? I'm just curious.
Like 2.
Okay, so that's really awesome.
I mean,
how many subs are you?
The channel existed, but like all the art for the channel that's up there now wasn't there until like the day before the episode went up.
Okay.
So how many subs are you sitting at?
We're sitting at like 90 something.
That's pretty good.
No, that's awesome. More than us.
Let me find
us in our humble 19.
We're at 19 now.
On YouTube.
You're at 17. Sick.
Right. So audience retention at the beginning, it's like 90 something percent. And towards the middle, it's 11. Then it goes down to 9. It spikes up to 14 because someone put a timestamp in the comments, back to 9. And then right at the end, it goes up to 21. So,
which even then, that's pretty good.
But like
because
9% of 500 is still pretty good.
No, for the first episode, that's pretty good.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Your video said includes paid promotions, right? You guys got a sponsorship for your first video?
I've been sneakily showing you guys our sponsor this entire time every time I take a drink.
Roll or die.
Like a little communist or capitalist bastard. Yeah, our sponsor is Roll or Die. They make they don't actually they do make things. They make this mug. But they sell like D&D stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like dice books, like trays, for rolling dice cups. But they also like make these mugs which have like how to level up on them.
Yeah.
How the hell did you acquire this sponsorship?
So
got into contact.
What gave us
like an Instagram account or like?
Yeah.
How did you find out about them?
Right before we were going to, there's been a lot of points in this project where I thought I was going to record the episode and then didn't, which has been kind of funny. But one of them, I promoted the account by doing a huge giveaway with 3 dice makers and this shop.
Mm-hmm.
And then right when our episode was going to be recorded, I reached out to the shop again and asked, "Hey, do you want to sponsor us?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure. We know you guys, and this could be good for both of us." So it's really just like making connections and then going back to them later.
No, yeah. We've tried our hand at sponsors, haven't been as lucky.
It's not working.
But no, that's awesome.
We have one.
Anchor. But no, I've been thoroughly impressed. So I know we have a lot of crossover with like people on the show and people in our stuff. Like Ethan, he makes the song for this podcast too. The intro and whatever. So I know he runs your sound, but can you go into like the setup you guys were running? Because I was really interested about it.
Yes. So here, let me pull up the picture on Instagram. This is not the best way to show this picture. I'll send it to you after the episode.
Yeah, and I can put it up. Yeah, I can put it up.
This is not the most up to date. Actually, this is like super not up to date.
Was it the first recording setup?
This is our test recording. I'll just try to see if it can show there.
Yeah. I saw that pic. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
That is not up to date at all. That is not what the setup looks like. So basically we've got 3 tables. 2 of the tables have 3 players each.
Mm-hmm.
So those are 6 players. Behind them is like I think it was 8 like sound conditioning panels.
Okay.
And then there's the 3rd table has my lectern on it that I built like the night before for the Dice is Right. And behind me is the wheel. And everyone has 2 soft boxes on them.
Okay.
And then everyone is also mic'd up with one of these like Fifine USB mics. And they all go to like these power hubs.
Okay.
And that runs to Ethan sitting in like the little Sound Goblin booth that we have.
Sound Goblin. It was for the first recording. It was a chair.
Yeah, I gave him a table this time.
Yeah, he had a table this time.
Okay.
He upgraded.
Gotcha.
No, I was.
So all the audio runs into his computer or into my computer through loopback into Ableton. And then the video is all taken on spare iPhones that we scrounged up.
Oh, you guys record on iPhones on videos?
Yeah.
That's
I really wish
awesome.
we didn't because it's horrible.
No, I couldn't
like,
tell.
The quality is good, but the
the
quality of iPhones is astonishing. But dealing with them sucks.
Yeah.
Because they stop recording just whenever they want.
Yeah. So we have to keep a constant eye on it.
No,
Yeah.
I did
And
not
sometimes we
know
don't
that.
catch it.
Let's start recording our podcast with my phone. I can record
Oh my god,
8K.
do not.
Let's go.
Stop. We already scramble this thing together every week. Let's be honest.
We switch to the
Hey, you gotta love
last
last minute stuff, right?
Okay, go ahead, Andrew. We're ranting about how shitty we are.
If we ever do the in-person podcast, we can do that. We can have 8K podcast.
8K our phones.
Eventually we're going to, but not 8K.
No,
I 1080p DSLR.
I didn't know you guys had used iPhones. I think that's hilarious. It's awesome.
It's I
didn't know that either.
Eventually I plan on upgrading.
Yeah.
But upgrading is so hard, especially from iPhones, because since iPhones already do like 1080p 60 FPS,
well,
like
Did you guys do
Next
60
camera above that
FPS?
is like at least $500 each, and we need 3 of them.
Yeah.
Well, 4 actually.
Oh yeah, because you guys have the minigame cam,
We've
right?
got the map cam. I mean, I think we could get
Oh.
away with just doing iPhone on the map cam.
Yeah.
But
well, no.
It's
so
easy. It's the easiest way to get that angle.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that. Yeah. Well, so I thought you guys had 3 cameras.
Yeah,
and
that's what
so
I thought too.
So I just from watching it and just knowing production and stuff. First I didn't know those were USB mics. I thought they were like XLR, and I thought Ethan had a mixer and stuff. Yeah, and
right,
I was like,
so this has been a fun part. I'm not gonna name drop, but I doubt they'll ever watch this because they're a really big account. But I was talking to a bigger D&D podcast about how to do mic stuff because I was worried about like mics picking up other mics. And I let them know that I had USB microphones, and they were like instantly like, "Oh, that sucks. If you don't upgrade to XLR, you're never gonna get anywhere. It's gonna sound like shit." And then when I sent them the trailer for the first episode, I was like, "Oh, your sound quality sounds really good. It looks like you guys upgraded." I'm like, "No, you fucking moron. They're the same mics I was talking about, you idiot."
well,
And so that made me really happy to get to like beat him down with my superior intellect.
Your
not
big
actually.
brain.
no, it
You
sounded
big
good.
brain.
It sounded good. Like it sounded good. I got an ear and I thought they were XLR. Well, I didn't think. So you mix it on the computer then, right?
Yeah,
With
so
all
we use
the-
a software called Loopback, which is very similar to Soundflower, but it's like
Okay.
the updated version.
Yeah.
And so that basically lets us take a bunch of different inputs. Because Ableton is weird and it doesn't like taking multiple USB inputs at the same time. So you have to run it through Loopback, which creates virtual inputs for each microphone.
Mm-hmm.
And then we run back into Ableton, and that records on 8 tracks or 7 tracks. I mean,
All right. No, I
Sounds like a lot.
no, I thoroughly impressed.
I haven't done any audio stuff. I
that's
I have
my
an XLR
department.
mic, but
it's a lifesaver having Ethan because
No, he's good as shit.
this would definitely not be possible without him.
He's good as shit.
Yeah.
No,
And the music is kick ass too.
Oh,
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Oh
I
yeah, the
know.
music that him and Catherine have made it's
Holy
it's
shit.
bang. It's a bang.
And you guys haven't even heard farther than I'll ever be. Oh my god. That's good.
no,
I haven't heard that one.
He makes the intro stuff for this show, and it's
right,
it's
if
a
you're gonna keep
fucking
sipping on
banger.
that cup, you're gonna have to get him to sponsor
Yeah.
episode.
No. Okay, we got 7 minutes to break, so we got to keep the conversation flowing, boys.
Keep her
going.
I mean, my personal opinion, I love working on the show and how very flexible you guys have been.
Okay, I got a question after Andrew's done.
But it's just I think it's a good intro show because I'm probably the least experienced D&D player. I'm pretty sure it's very obvious on the show too, that I'm the least experienced D&D player out of all the other 5 by far. But even then, I feel like it's hard to tell. Y'all are very helpful with all that, and it's very easy to understand what's happening.
So this was kind of purposeful.
That you got me.
So Luke and Catherine both had to compete for those positions because I did auditions. Oh, and you did too, didn't you?
Mhm.
Yeah. And so I wanted to make sure that we had like the best party cohesion we could have, and like I wasn't looking for just experienced D&D players, but also people who would work well together and people who would encourage each other to play the game well to make the show good. And while that shows a little bit in episode 1 and 2, it shows a lot in episode 3 and 4, which you'll see in a week, and then on Halloween.
Yeah.
Halloween episode.
And
like
so a lot of the
Halloween
process beforehand was making sure that everyone works well together and like encourages each other to be better players. Because without that, then it's just me talking at you guys, and then each of you trying to be your own like main characters, and that's not fun.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I just love the dynamics of the 2 tables.
Yeah, I didn't really expect that. The two tables have formed almost like two teams because they're so close to each other and they interact with each other and whisper to each other. But they also pass notes when I can't see them, which I haven't seen yet. I'm gonna start editing that episode, and I'm gonna see the notes that they were passing last week.
The big thing was it was a huge thing during the last recording session. The last recording session recorded episode 3 and 4, and I think it was probably about halfway through, a good bit. It took a bit. It was like shortly after, somewhere halfway through the third episode that we just started. Someone just passed a note, and we're just like. So we just kept passing more notes. It was just stupid shit.
So it's like kids in a 4th grade class.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially.
Yeah.
I'm 90% sure most of them are like, Pablo's a fucking doo-doo stinky head. Because I know Evan, and he's done that before.
Oh, no.
Like, I used to do Instagram live streams for The Dice is Right when I was building terrain. But, like, when I would leave the room to go grab a piece of paper I just printed so that I could make more terrain, Evan would get real close to the microphone and be like, okay, I want everyone to go tell, when Pablo gets back, I want everyone to call him a fucking boo-boo stinky doo-doo head who's got a bad face. Okay, oh, he's coming back. Shh.
Yeah.
Hey, Pablo, check the comments.
That is a very good impression of him.
Honest, that is very true.
Yeah, no, that was a very good impression.
Pablo is poo-poo stinky head, or just Pablo is smelly. It's stupid shit like that. And Pablo would be like, "Hey, stop passing notes!" Like he was the fucking teacher too.
Yeah, I'm Stop it. There was a point where I had to go to the bathroom, and I yelled out, "It's like, if you guys are fucking passing notes or whispering to each other, you know that I'm gonna be able to hear you in about a week."
And we're like, "And
that's
the thing."
Yeah, what was your question?
No, so I was just wondering, how far in advance have you guys recorded yet? Like, how many episodes? Because I know Andrew came back a little like last weekend or something to record.
Yeah.
How many episodes do you have in the bank?
So usually we do 2 episodes. The plan was to do 3, but 2 suits us better now that we've started recording. So we've got until Halloween, which is our Halloween special. With the clowns. That'll be a fun one when it comes out. But like really the struggle of The Dice is Right is recording like in a timely manner, and then being able to get it out in time, because I can't pre-record tons of episodes because of the audience participation.
Yeah.
Like I've made it so that I have a little bit of leeway, since the audience participation only takes effect at the end of each arc, at the beginning of the next arc. Mm-hmm. So when they start arc 2, that's when they'll get all the rewards for the audience participation. But it's not like I can record arc 2 already, because I don't have those votes yet until after Halloween.
Yeah. But so
like we just need to get our shit together, record stuff.
We're fine. We have so much shit in the pipeline. It's just so slow.
We can't get together to record.
Whatever. No, I
the work that we need to finish, but
we have so much shit, dude. We have we haven't announced anything other than the new podcast we're doing. But we have like 4 shows that are we wanted to do, but then COVID fucked us. So now we're just on the podcast being funny. No, but
do the thing.
No, I can't get over the iPhone thing. I'm like really fucking surprised.
Yeah, me too. I did not know that.
Yeah,
I thought they were 3 actual cameras.
Yeah.
Well, like there's a thing, like people talk about how like you need this and this and this for YouTube. But then it's a YouTube video. You're not gonna notice if the audio's a little bad or if the camera's a little bad. You're not gonna notice.
No,
especially if you have my internet, you're not gonna know it. Freaking dial-up speed. Crap.
No, I've said it a couple times. I was thoroughly impressed. It was awesome.
Thank you.
So, how much time we got till break on you, Cole?
I I just hit the 30-minute mark.
Okay, so I'm gonna stall a little bit more, and then we'll head to break,
Alright.
and we'll just.
That
Wait, I have one more
just
question
vibe.
before
Will
break.
talking.
Okay, yeah.
For Pablo.
Mhm.
Where did you guys actually end up recording? Was it like someone's house, or did you?
So
recording
I work
somewhere
at the Methodist Church in Dexter,
Okay.
right by the cider mill.
Gotcha.
And so through that, I was able to contact Jeremy Hinech, which is I think he's the youth director. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I told him like what we were doing and that we needed a space, and he was very cooperative. And he's like, yeah, just tell me whenever you guys need to use it, and I'll block it out for you, and then you guys can just have the space for that time, and you can
That's
use
sweet.
whatever's in the building,
That's awesome.
which has been very, very helpful, and it's free, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm not gonna say where it's at. I don't want to doss ourselves, but I know what you're
We
talking
can,
about.
we
mean,
can say it. We can say
don't
it on break.
broadcast our recording dates, and it's
Yeah.
not like we're gonna have fans like running after us, like, oh, I want to see the Dice is Right record.
I want to see it, please.
We can talk about it on break. That's fine.
Well, let's
Cause
just say this: they got the edge, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There we go.
yeah, we film
Alright.
in the upper floor of the Edge.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha. That's sweet.
no, that's awesome. All right, break
So
time.
good.
And why did he kill me? Why did he kill me instead of Grant? Grant was there longer.
I got him, Will. It's okay.
I just reloaded.
Why are you hiding in the corner like a little nerd? Oh wait, you weren't hiding
Little
in the corner.
nerd man.
Okay, never mind. I retract.
I have atoned for my sins.
Bro, he said fuck. That's not okay.
I'm back finally. Jeez.
Dude,
Welcome back.
damn
guys.
it. You're not a.
All right. Hello. Welcome back from break.
It's been
Um,
Back.
I don't know what else to say. We're back. Unfortunately.
Oh, I'm sorry, that kid's,
Unfortunate.
Um.
Not gonna bust it up.
So okay.
Oh, I have a question. I
Yeah,
have a question.
You can go.
Dude,
So, what initially made you want to make the Dice is Right?
It's difficult to say because it was kind of like a culmination of a bunch of different things. Like last year I had made this game or like this setting where it's basically it's a game show and there's like 1,500 dungeons, like all like in one big block that made like a mega dungeon. And we put you in the center, and the center dungeon is level 1, and then the ring around that is 2, the ring around that is 3, and so on until you get to level 20. And the point was we drop characters in here and they have to escape. And so there's like exits on the level 20 floor. They just have to get there and escape. And so then later that year, I had gotten a spare TV from like Free Cycle or something, and I'm like, hey, I've got a TV now and we can use a battle map like that. Let's play D&D. And I put a bunch of people into a Discord group chat, and that turned into, well, if we're gonna do this and we all like playing it so much, why don't we turn it into a podcast? And then from there the whole idea evolved until it was going to be live stream. That got canceled. I changed the entire premise of the campaign because I realized watching people go through a dungeon for like however many episodes is super boring. And so I changed it to this more open format of mind flayers are sending you out on quests. And so that way I can send you wherever the hell I want based on whatever pop culture thing I'm watching currently. And now it is what it is today.
For the Halloween episode.
The I can talk about that if we want to talk about clowns.
I'm down. You can
do
talk
that.
as
I have a
much as you
question.
want.
All right. There is going to be, and not spoilers, but kind of ruining a little bit of the veil. But the clown episode, I'll just give you the start because this doesn't ruin anything from the start. I wanted to make the players fight clowns, but not like scary clowns, just like normal clowns.
Yeah.
It's like birthday clowns.
And here's a mock-up. I'll just drop this into general. Someone drew Catherine drew a clown, and then I took the body and I squished it, and this is what it looks like. But basically, in my game, clowns are like
Interesting.
they're not people in makeup. They're like a different monster type.
Right.
And so this was inspired by a bunch of different things, namely West of Loathing, which had demon clowns, which are the natural enemies of cows. There's an animator on YouTube called We're the Kids that made a series recently called Big Top Burger. And in that, he's got like a super powerful clown. There was some other things, but I can't remember exactly what. But basically, I wanted little tiny chaos creatures that were super annoying to deal with to throw against the party. And I think I've done a good job because everyone fucking hates clowns now. Like, after sessions, I send them a recap and I ask like, what is your character most afraid of now? And like, a lot of them were clowns, which was funny.
That's really funny.
One of the questions I believe is like, what did DM do wrong this episode? And I'm pretty sure I put like too many clowns.
That's funny.
What was your
another question?
Yeah.
So was Dice's Right your first name choice, or was there other ones in your process of?
So that's funny. We're like, we need a name for this project, and it's going to be a game show. What do we want? And I don't even remember the other ones because it was like basically within 3 minutes we had the name The Dice Is Right because we thought it was so funny, and then we're like, this is a working name. This is not actually what we're going to use, and then we used it.
No, it's a good name. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
It's no country club.
Let me find the part what scares your character the most right now. So one of them is clowns, another one says clowns, a third one says clowns, another one is facing his emotions, fears and the like. Another one says not good enough to be here. And then the other one says like feels too weak and won't be able to help anyone. So like a lot of the is like I don't feel like I'm good enough for this, and I don't think that I can. I'm on the show right now. What do you need? Oh, okay. My brother just walked in here to watch me talk. But like a lot of it is like existential dreads. Like maybe I'm not prepared for this, and I jumped into this headlong. And then there are other characters who are like the clowns. The clowns are the scariest thing to have ever happened to me.
That's funny.
No, I think
pretty positive I put clowns.
One of the
with clowns.
One of the responses to what does your character like the most right now? Someone said clown blood. Who does your character dislike the most right now? 2 of them said clowns. No, 3 of them said clowns.
Pablo, I want you to be aware when I was the one that put clown blood.
Yeah.
No,
not surprised.
I think so you
gotta watch the episode to understand.
You talked about you had auditions, and I just want to I think you did a really good job of like making a cast of characters that is entertaining to watch. Like,
oh, thank you.
Like I think you did a really good job with that.
Yeah, you put together.
I just want to say that I was a dipshit and I couldn't make the like set aside audition date because I can't remember what I was doing at that point. I think it was my work schedule that fucked me because I work at night. I worked at night, but Pablo was like, it's okay. So I was like, cool. So at that point I was thinking like, I'm just trying because why the fuck not? I didn't think I was going to get it. And then he was just like,
I'm going to be real with you. You got it because one of the other contestants was really, really bad.
I want to know that.
I had played with you before and I knew you were going to be better than them. So you never actually got the audition. I was going to do a one-on-one audition with you. I'm like, actually, that's too much work on my part. And I know you're better, so you're in.
Yeah, you were like, I'm too tired. You're in. Let's go. I was like, oh, okay, rad.
And I'm glad I did that because then I wouldn't have had to prepare that episode.
Because I'm not. I'll ask after the podcast.
No, but so when did you do the auditions? Because when did you film the first 2?
I can.
Like
let me check.
I just want to. I knew it was like.
It was. Yeah, like August 28th or something like that. I can find the exact date.
No, I don't think that's fine. That's fine. I just want a general idea because I like constructing the timeline.
Yeah, it was August 27th.
Okay.
And the first recording was like 2 weeks later or a week later.
Well, no, that was the first recording.
Oh, first recording. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Audition was like a month before that.
Yeah. I mean, well, it depends. Like, we were gonna do recordings, and they got pushed back and pushed back and pushed back until like someone basically said, "Hey, I'm leaving in October. So you guys need to record this before I leave," and that's what kicked me into gear to do it.
No, I get that. Is Andrew the only one of the cast that isn't in town, like full time?
No, Luke Mitchell. I don't know where he goes to college, but it's like 5 hours away or something
Okay.
like that. But most of the time when we record, he comes up for the weekend, so he doesn't have to drive back all the way home after.
No. I was just another thing that we've been dealing with Nerf Dubstep is all the cast is like in different places all the time,
all spread out.
Yeah, so like dealing with that is just like it's not terrible. Well, so wait, there's only 2 people that are at college. Okay, so that's not terrible.
I mean, Curtis lives pretty far out too, but not that far out.
No, nothing like, I don't know where he lives anymore. I used to know.
I mean, I drove him last time.
I guess you're only like 45 minutes out, Andrew.
Yeah.
Not 5 hours. That's a little
that's
dedication.
That's crazy. But like he's doing it, and he does a good job on the show. So I'm glad that he is willing to.
Well, and it's not like you're doing every weekend. I think you got a good
right,
like
once a month.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all. I would do that. I could do that. No,
But would you want to do that?
Oh, dude, I fucking hate. No, I like driving.
He was just like,
oh, dude. Okay, so speaking of D&D, I have this character. He is my fucking love. His name is Gengar, right? He's a tiefling barbarian, and his intelligence is like 4, or it's 8. And he is literally my favorite thing in the entire fucking world. I love, like, out of all the D&D characters I've ever played, Gengar is like just for
that resonates with
oh my
you.
God, I love him so much. He's such a fucking
Is he
lovable
purple?
more. No,
specifically to match the Pokemon?
No. Okay. No, I didn't think of Gengar, the Pokemon, till like way after, and the origins of the character shall be shrouded in mystery, because it's funny. He's gray and has a long hair, and very muscular. But the amount of love so I'm DMing a campaign for 2 people, or it's Kate and Evelyn, friends of the show, and they've never played D&D. So I was like, I need to make a campaign. What am I gonna do? Gengar's epic adventure, and the whole thing is just like an ego trip about Gengar, and I love him. That's my PSA.
I've played games like that before. They're fun.
No, but like, some of D&D's weird for me because I like playing it. I just can't watch it. I don't know what's up.
Like, I mean, it's different playing and watching, because when you're watching, it's required that you get connected to other people's like characters, and when you're playing it, it's like your character that you made going on this adventure that you're participating in.
No,
so it's a very different experience. Like you can never watch a D&D like show and be like, this is what it's like to play D&D, because it's not.
Yeah.
No. I think you do a good job. I think, okay, I got another question. Were you involved in them making their characters?
Slightly. So, but to a very small degree. Basically, I was there to tell them no.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Like, so the way that the Dice is Right works is I told them basically, you have complete control over where your character comes from and what your character is and like who they are, because I wanted to, because you don't get that opportunity a lot of the times in D&D.
Yeah.
Like, we'll take Logan's character for example, communications. He's just a fucking robot.
Yeah.
He's an 8-foot tall robot.
He's an 8-foot tall robot, and his warlock patron is like a super AI that like didn't have enough computing space, so it made its own dimension to like have more computing space. And you can't do that in normal D&D.
Yeah.
But in this show, I was like, well, why not? That's a fun idea.
To me, gave the description of Slenderman with a silver face. So.
Essentially, I mean,
that's what I thought of when he's like, no facial features or anything.
He goes on it more later, like in episode 3, he starts to talk about how like sometimes on his screen when he does a certain attack, like a little icon will appear. Yeah. Like I'm not gonna say what spell, but like one of the spells that he casts, like a skull icon appears on his face when he casts it, which I think is super cool.
No, I think cool. I thought the robot thing was really cool. I remember being like, "Holy shit, that's new, that's exciting, that's different."
I think my favorite my favorite introduction of a character was Edward Daniel.
Oh, that was funny.
Harris.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I gotta remember his whole name.
Edward Daniel Jonah Harris, O'Grady McGreen Jr. of Thrush Forest.
O'Grady McGreen Jr. of Thrush Forest.
No, that was good too. The whole that was good.
The whole
that's
bit
just
where
Evan.
Like, it's his dad. He's like super big and strong, and then he comes out.
Yeah,
and he says his name, and he goes, Junior. That shit killed me.
No, it's funny. Well, that's just Evan. That
like,
is
true. Evan's a funny dude.
Very funny.
Yeah. Dude. The wand.
You play Teddy, right? That's
yeah, I play Teddy.
Okay, I didn't remember his name.
Barbarian.
Yeah.
Big strong boy.
Oh, you sound like you want to go.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking about. No. I was honestly thinking. I was thinking of
Teddy.
How tall is he?
My least favorite character.
Teddy.
No, I like Teddy. No, I like Teddy, but all I could think of is
long range, and I'm like, I need to get up there and fuck him up.
You didn't hit anything in the first 2 episodes, which was really funny.
I didn't do shit.
The only thing I could think of when I was watching.
The only interesting thing I did was in episode 2.
The only thing I could think of, I was like, could Gengar beat Teddy? Could Death Battle Gengar versus Teddy?
Technically, I did kill someone in the first episode.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'8".
Okay, well, I think Gengar's bigger because when I wrote his height, I just wrote big. So
I was thinking like, well, shit, because me being me, I thought my character was gonna be like the biggest character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Logan comes in here with like 8 foot tall like robot man.
8 foot tall robot, and then fucking Curtis made his character.
The fear ball comes in with like 7 something.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I'm like,
and Edward is supposed to be like 6 feet, but he's 6 feet tall.
Yeah, I mean, I was 6. I was.
Yeah, but you're abnormal.
Yeah. So, about Pablo. What if you're abnormal?
No,
I'm perfectly average at 69.5 inches. Okay.
Imagine not being 69 inches.
Imagine not being 69.5 inches tall.
Oh, dude, that's a fucking great ass number.
But
it's so good, and it's the American male average too.
That's awesome.
Christian has you beat way so much. Fucking, he's 4'20" or 69 inches with his Heelys on.
Oh, that is such a funny bit.
You can't beat it. You can't beat it.
That's such a funny bit. The best part about that is his sister came up with the Heelys joke. Yeah, I think that makes it so much funnier.
The only feasible way you can beat it is if you're 6'9".
There you go.
Oh, that'd be fucking hilarious.
I did kill someone in the first episode. I didn't do it with my bare hand.
Who did you kill? I can't remember.
I killed a kobold by going, dude, get over here.
No, he committed suicide because you convinced him to.
I convinced the man to walk into fire that would instantly kill him.
I don't want to talk about Gengar, but I do want to, but I don't want to steer the conversation towards Gengar.
No, Will, go ahead, go on a rant.
It
won't be it's not a country club podcast
without a Will rant. No, okay, so
I mean, we could arrange for. I think it'd be funny for you guys to do a bonus episode, like a crossover between the Country Club and Dice is Right.
I would fucking love that.
Or it's just like, I'll DM you two having a fight.
Gengar,
and then we can settle this for once and for all.
Gengar would so Gengar has 8 intelligence, right? He has
what level is he?
Like 4 or 5. I don't remember. It's been a while.
Okay, so I gotta level up a little bit before it's a fair fight.
So he has talked with animals, and we were doing a campaign where we were fighting a bunch of monkeys, and I decided to befriend the monkeys and live among them for like a whole fucking session.
What you just described to me is fucking Tinder on a fucking T.
Oh.
He sees anything, he's like, hey, you want to be friends?
Oh, yeah, no. I taught him to high five, and they thought it was the coolest thing. D&D's awesome when you get, like, on a hot streak of rolls of, like, shit that shouldn't work but does. I taught the monkeys how to high five, and that's why they let me into their their thing.
Also, Pablo, the only reason I didn't do shit for the first 2 episodes is that I've just been on a terrible streak with my rolls.
I noticed. It was really funny.
I think I got
episode 1. You were on fire and blinded for like a round, which is fun for me.
And I had like 2 critical fails. Like 2 critical fails in the first 2 episodes, at least.
Maybe you need to get new dice.
I'm trying.
How
turned around. People giving you dice.
I got some good rolls in.
A
good save, I think.
Pablo,
I heard a question, but
how harsh are you on critical fails? Because I'm like the spectrum of like, you cut your toe off, now you're fucking bleeding out. Good luck. To
I usually never make it do. You never hurt yourself on a critical fail, because that doesn't make sense to me. But basically, it's like if there was an attack that was done and it makes sense for the attack to hit something else instead, it'll hit the other thing. Like in episode 4, someone critical misses or critical fails and hits another character.
Okay, that's funny.
It was not Andrew.
It wasn't me.
I critical failed. I critical failed during my Gengar campaign, and my axe got like fucking stuck in a stone wall. And I had to like fucking like tear it out. No, dude, critical failing. D&D, it's great and fucking awful at the same time, because you can get those hot streaks where you get like 4 fucking nat 20s in a row and you're like just popping off, and then like as soon as something bad happens and you roll, you get a critical and then you're fucked. No, it's good. I like D&D.
Speaking of critical fails, Pablo, do you remember the campaign that Greg tried to run?
Yes.
Do you remember during like the only boss fight where I had a funny javelin and I critical failed? And I think I hurt you with it.
I don't know if it was me. I don't think I was there for that fight.
It was someone, but pretty much I was a paladin in that, so I was pretty tough, but the ground was on fire for some reason. I was backed in a corner where there was no place to catch fire, and I was like, I'm gonna use this special item that I got early in the dungeon. That it's a javelin that, when thrown, becomes a bolt of lightning.
Oh, we had that in my campaign with Gengar.
That's one of the.
It's like
Xanathar's Guide or like Dungeon Master. Handbook.
I had that, but pretty much I critical failed. And what Greg had me do, our DM, was instead of actually like throwing it and just missing and it being on the other side of the room, is that I threw it straight down and did damage to me and a party member right next to me.
Nice.
Y'all got
I think
smited.
in that campaign I was an edgelord rogue, and I was in the middle of trying to figure out how to like be part of the Thieves Guild or something.
Yes. And I was just a basic paladin who was like, I'm big, I have sword, swing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that campaign is a good story for how like a lot of home campaigns go, where it's like fun for a little bit and then all of a sudden something happens and then people just stop playing. Like we just,
it was
I don't even know what happened.
People.
Someone casted the wish spell,
many
and then we just stopped.
I guess I still think it was just purely the fact that the party was just so fucking big. There was like 8 of us.
I mean, Greg is a very nice person.
He can't.
So he just let everyone in who said that they wanted to be in.
Yeah.
That's off topic.
Question. How long do you have, like, so you have this campaign. How long do you have planned for the campaign so far? For
It depends. What do you mean, like story beats? How long?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
do I know the ending and do I know the middle? Is that what your question is?
Yeah, I'm like, I just want to know because like eventually you're gonna get to a part where, like middle end. Do you have like an idea where you're going with that? And like you don't have to say anything, but like
I can tell you some stuff that like players would already know.
Okay. But, like, yeah, I just, like, do you have a plan for, like, okay, so you get through this campaign, what's coming next, how you're structuring, like, stuff for each session? I don't know. I think the scheduling thing is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can talk about, like, super short term and then talk about super long term.
Yeah.
So, I've got in my Google Drive a document called Dice's Right Ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And basically whenever I have an idea for like an arc I want to do, or like a mini game or a monster or a puzzle or a boss, I just throw it in there. And then between arcs, which is the process that I'm going through right now, I go back into that document and just look through it and see if there's anything that I want to try. And so there's a bunch of stuff in there that I'm probably not going to do.
Yeah.
Like one of them was like, this was actually planned to be the first episode, but I just didn't do it. Was like a fight against a really, really big gelatinous cube, like Colosseum sized, and they did have to just like use the environment to kill it. But like,
that's cool.
There's a lot of ideas like that just go unused, and I'll just have to use them again for something else. But long term, like, I have no idea where the middle of the show is going to go.
Okay.
And I've got no idea where the end is going to go. I have, like, as you do with any story, you predict where it might go. So, like, I've got some ideas if it goes in a certain way or another way, but, like, I don't want to restrict myself to those because I'd like the players to have as much agency as possible.
Okay. No, yeah, I didn't know if you had it, like, completely planned out for the next year and a half of what you want to do for this campaign.
I think that can work if you're writing a book.
Yeah.
But if you're playing D&D, you're writing it with your group. And if you are like planning out every single story beat, then it's just the players are reading your book live.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I get
not
you.
fun.
Yeah.
No, that makes a lot more sense. Well, I'm really excited to see, like, where you guys go. Very impressed. I keep saying that, but I am.
Thank you.
Even with the fucking iPhones, I can't get over it, dude. I couldn't.
One of these days
tell.
we're gonna upgrade, and no one's gonna notice. It's just gonna be us noticing because I don't have to like stop the recording every 5 seconds.
Oh, you're gonna fucking pay
Editing
like $500. You guys recorded 1080p, 60 FPS?
Whatever the iPhones do, I can check.
Okay. No, I was just
1080p,
wondering.
60. Yeah. It's just all that gets like thrown onto my computer. I throw it all into Premiere, like line up all the clap syncs, and then just hammer away at it for like 40 hours, and then the episode's done.
Nice. It takes me like 4-ish to do the podcast, so I do not. Well, I'm gonna have that problem down the line, but right now we're.
I mean, the good thing is that I enjoy it.
No, yeah.
It is takes a lot of my time and it is stressful, but it is not something that I hate doing, which is great to find because like that's been my main problem in college is not like wanting to do it and hating it because I don't see like I don't enjoy this. Why am I doing this? But then with the Dice is Right, it's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll spend like multiple all-nighters working on this and I'll be perfectly happy throughout.
Well, Will, then again, we have 2 editors.
Oh well, yeah, and no, actually 3. Actually, we have like 5 editors,
4.
but we're not
you got
editing.
A well-built team though.
Well, so
you, me, Christian, Lucas.
a lot of the a lot of the stuff we've been working on is just kind of foundation stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Cole and I are the two big brains, right? And then like we have like managers for other stuff, like Andrew runs the Instagram or is promoted to running the Instagram, and like so a lot of the stuff we've been doing for the past we've been doing this for 4 or 5 months now, Cole.
Yeah.
Is more just figuring it out where we want to go. So yeah, and that the podcast is more fun at this point. Like
it's just a fun thing to do every now and then.
You guys just hang out for an hour and post it up.
Yeah, legitimately. At this point,
that's literally what it is.
That's
literally what it is.
We used to do like gaming news, and then we stopped because it was too much work. Yeah, it went more than the 3 episodes.
Okay, five
yeah.
episodes. It didn't last very long till it was just like, you know what? We're just gonna talk.
That's too much effort.
We stopped.
Some of the episodes, if we're tired, it's just kind of like one of the episodes we played. Would you rather?
Oh, that was fun.
Like,
yeah,
I wasn't on that one.
Have you guys considered doing more like audience integration stuff with like your Twitch, like Jackbox games?
No, we
like
want
Among
to
Us lobbies or stuff like that.
We want to. That's part of the thing where it's like we're still trying to get the foundation, because we have right now in the country club the only real, like, I hate calling them like departments, but that's kind of what they are. Like the country club department's the only one that's really in full swing production right now, because like we have people in Stick Spartan stuff, but it's not like moving. Other than the new podcast, Movie Newbies, check that out some other time. I don't know when it's coming out.
Recorded an episode yet?
Yeah, and it was rough, but yeah, so we're working on that. But we've only done 1 live stream so far, and we're trying to like reform it. My biggest problem is I don't really like classic. So right now our like goal is to live stream once a week and post a like high funny quip, sunny something fucking YouTube video.
Something stupid.
Yeah.
Throw on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Just something interesting.
So the problem we're having right now is I work, go to school, and do the podcast. So
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's awful, but it's the grind.
Dude, I wake up at 4 a.m. every day to go to work.
So
Yikes.
right now we're trying to like diversify and figure out how to make it work.
I can afford a new gaming chair.
Oh my god, you fucking lazy
And
boy.
be more gamer.
Dude, I got a lazy boy desk chair. Most comfortable thing I've ever sat.
My
It's
chair,
sponsored by
oh my
Lazy
God.
Boy.
Dude, my
Hey.
fucking chair.
Dude, because we'd all be sitting in one.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
could you
I could get rid of my
imagine?
fucking office chair from the fucking 90s.
Okay, fuck off, dude. My chair, I don't know if you can see it, but the like armrest swings. One side, no armrest. The other one is so loose, like it doesn't connect on the back of the chair.
Well, my old chair, dude, the back was connected by 2 screws and it would just flap, so my back was just, or my ass was holding the back of it
Just
up.
go
If
back.
I wasn't sitting in it, it would just so I got
The fucking PewDiePie meme where you could just be like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude, there was
$3.99.
$3.99.
That's like a week and a half at work. Sound pretty good to me. $3.99.
Yeah, I mean, it's been hard doing college and like this project at the same time. So hard, in fact, that I'm dropping one of my classes. It's like, I mean, you gotta like think to yourself, is this really what you want to be doing? And luckily, I do go to a community college, so it's different for me because I'd be dropping like less than a $500 investment, like $300.
Yeah.
So it's just like I threw my Switch away or something.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot different than like, oh no, I've sent my entire car off a bridge.
Yeah.
Which is like what it's like going to State or Michigan.
Or even
Yeah.
Eastern. Like
Yeah.
Eastern's not as
Just
bad.
any
but...
main public college.
No.
I'm very lucky that WCC is a good school
Yeah.
for what it
Hey,
is.
that's where I go.
No. But no, I'm going to school, and I've learned stuff that's helping me with this stuff. So like, I can't knock it, but
yeah,
it's
Are
a
all your
lot.
classes online?
yeah. Are you talking to me or Will?
Yeah, probably you.
Yeah, all my classes are online. I made the mistake of saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna get all my classes that I don't want out of the way first."
Oh yeah.
That was stupid. I hate it.
You know, you should have done communications like what I did. I was gonna take it in class, and then all this stuff happened, and now it's online, so you don't have to be in front of an audience. You just put a camera up and record yourself and upload it, and that's how they watch your speech.
That's Pog.
That's good. I'm doing music theory right now, which is fun. I don't know anything about music though, so it's a little bit of a barrier to entry.
Yeah.
But you have a good number of people who could help you with stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I hang out like
regularly with
multiple
Ethan
times
and
a week
Catherine.
with Catherine and Ethan to do editing for The Dice is Right and also do music stuff. So that's been very helpful for that.
So does Ethan do your music for your show too?
Yeah. So Catherine and Ethan work together. They've got a band called Wormtooth. They've got a SoundCloud for it. I'll send you the link after. And actually, I think
I don't remember. Did Ethan ever release his solo shit of Scumsucker?
Yeah, that's.
I don't know.
Where I think
He's been so ambiguous about it.
No, he sent me a SoundCloud.
Like,
it's in the link of.
It's under this name. It's under a different name.
He sent me a link to post in the description for our music, like a while ago, like in May. So I don't know. No, it is. It's down there. It should be at least. It was.
I'll check.
All right. Here's the link for Farther Than I'll Ever Be. I don't know if it is private right now, but since the episode goes up tomorrow, I think it's fine.
All right.
I'll drop that in general as well.
Put that in the fucking bio or description as well.
They're really good at making album art. It's like creepy stuff,
because they found this weird fucking website. They showed me it at the recording session.
They found this website that like you put multiple pictures in and you mess with like the DNA values and like an AI mixes them.
Oh,
it's
that's
crazy.
Really cool.
It's kind of cool.
You get a lot of weird psychedelic stuff with it.
All right. Well, we're at the end of the podcast, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for coming on, Pablo.
Yes, thank you.
It was good.
Thanks for having me.
It's a fun little interview thingy we did. Well, thank you for watching the Country Club podcast. Make sure to check out Dice is Right. You guys are on Instagram and YouTube, right?
We'll put their stuff in.
Yeah, it'll be in the description. And then make sure to check us out on TikTok. Don't post there anymore, but it's still there. Instagram, Twitter, Anchor, Spotify, and YouTube. Hope to see you guys next week.